It's dinner time and I am thinking of making something Italian. This is my absolute go-to Italian meal because it's a one-pan meal. I have some wine and I have chicken and mushrooms. That's all I need. So it's going to be a chicken in white wine sauce. It's one of the best gourmet meals that you can have at home. So I've got about half a kg of boneless chicken breast here. These are 3 chicken breasts. What I'm doing here is I am going to just cut them into half. Like I'm going to just slice it through. And just it's something like a butterfly cut. So what I'm doing is I'm just pressing it down and just going through. So now to tenderize the chicken, what I'm doing is with the back of the knife, I'm just going to hammer it a little. So I'll just flatten it out and become nice and tender. So it's nice and tender. Now to this, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. Some freshly ground pepper. Just give it a nice massage. And the chicken is nice and tender. And to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stuff it with some sauté mushrooms and a little bit of cheese. You know, the white wine sauce is a nice and creamy, savory sauce. I was traveling to US and I came across this amazing chicken marsala. It's you get it at Olive Gardens in US everywhere, and it is one of my favorites. And then I wanted to come back and recreate the recipe. So I was like, how do I go about it? So I found the recipe. So the marsala wine is a red wine, which is not available easily in India. So the replacement to that is a white wine, and it's called Madira. So this is a dry white wine, and the best part is it is so cheap. I think it is for $450 here in Mumbai, which is amazing. And this is the best cooking wine, guys. So this is not, it's not a cooking wine, but I use it for cooking. So I call it the cooking wine. Also, it doesn't taste bad. So there's no harm in sipping a little bit. The best part about this recipe is that it is a one-pan meal. That's all you'll require to make it. I'm just adding a little bit of olive oil. Not too much, just a little. And what I'm doing here is, while the pan heats up, I'm just going to coat the chicken in plain flour. Just coat it nicely. And see to it that the pan is nice and hot. I'm just going to chicken. So just on medium heat, let it cook. You have to see to it that you're not cooking the chicken through. You just have to cook it, say, about 70 to 80%. That's it. Don't cook the chicken completely. Because we're going to take it out and we're going to make the sauce and let the chicken then get completely cooked with the sauce. I'm just going to flip the chicken. The chicken is almost done. It's like I told you, it's more than half cooked. I'm going to just take it out and let it cool down. while I make the sauce. So this is a very interesting part. Now to this, I'm going to be adding a little bit of oil. This is what is going to give us that amazing white wine sauce. You'll see how. Now to this oil, I'm adding about 2 big tablespoons of chopped garlic, coarsely chopped. Guys, the flame is pretty high and I've kept it on purpose. To this, I'm adding some chopped onion. The garlic and onion is getting cooked. There is sweat. The heat is pretty high. Now comes the super interesting part. Deglazing the pan with the white wine. Again, I'm saying that the flame is pretty high. I'm just going to add a good, this is almost 1 big cup of wine. And now the pan has nicely deglazed. As you can see, the bottom is going to be all clean. And all those juices are going to mix up and there's going to be a nice saucy melody happening here. While this is all cooking up, I am adding some diced mushrooms. These are about 8 to 10 your regular button mushrooms. If you can get your hands on Baby Bella mushrooms, the brown ones, that'd be great. Again, on high heat, I'm going to let the mushrooms soften. It's getting hot in here. The wine is helping me. So while the mushrooms cook, I'm gonna get the cream. Now you can see that the wine is almost evaporated and what we are left with is this. To this, I'm adding a little bit of salt. So always add the salt after you deglaze the pan with the wine, because if you add the salt early, then it's going to not let it deglaze because it will be pretty moist and that whole process and technique of deglazing won't happen. Here, I'm adding about half a cup of fresh cream. For the thickening, remember the flour that you used for the chicken. I'm just adding a little bit of the same flour. What this is going to do is it's going to make our sauce nice and thick and slightly more creamy. So this whole thing of recreating recipes from around the globe is so fascinating for me, because in this tiny little kitchen I have recreated Japanese, Thai, Indonesian, Malaysian, Italian, Indian, Kerala, up north, everything, Mexican, and I want to share all of it with you, because all these recipes are very, very close to the authentic taste. And the best part is all these ingredients you will very easily find here. So what happens is when we come across a particular dish abroad, when we're traveling abroad, or when we come across a particular recipe online, what happens is you don't actually, you feel like, oh, you're not going to get these ingredients, so let's not waste time. But that's not the thing. We have a lot of substitute, and you have to work around the alternative ingredients that are available. And trust me, you will get the pretty much authentic taste. Like for instance, in this recipe, you originally need parsley, and I'm going to substitute parsley with a little bit of coriander and also dry parsley. So I have this dry herb which you get anywhere. So try and use this. If you don't find fresh parsley, if you can find fresh one, go for it. I am in a lockdown and I cannot get my hands on a fresh parsley right now. So the sauce has been cooking and everything is coming together. And just taste it at this point. I don't mind a little more dash of wine. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and stuff the chicken with a little bit of cheese. I'm going to go put some cheese in here. I am going to add a little bit of the sauce right there on top of the cheese. and just fold the chicken. And now this chicken is going to go in to the pan, and it's all going to get cooked together. And I'm going to quickly do the same with the other two chicken pieces. So I'm not covering the pan, I'm just going to let it cook for another maybe 10 minutes, but on a low flame. See to it that you cook it on the low flame. Now don't keep it high. And the chicken is now going to cook through, and the sauce, the mushrooms, the onion, the garlic, the cheese, everything is going to just come and create this Italian harmony. So I think it's cooked from one side, and I'm going to just flip it the other way. And now let it just cook for another 2 minutes, and it should be done. While this is cooking, I'm just going to quickly go and get some chores done and sit on some. What I'm going to do now is the last and final bit, that is some dried parsley, because I don't have it fresh. But this is going to do the trick. It's going to give that amazing fresh herb flavor. And I'm going to add some freshly chopped coriander just to give it that fresh green color. Okay guys, my Italian chicken in white wine and mushroom sauce is ready. And now the only thing I have to do is eat it. Authentic flavors of Italy. A little bit of mushrooms. That hint of parsley, and then pepper, and the dry white wine. It is divine. It's so simple, so easy, and so yummy. Guys, please try it out and let me know how it turns out. This is absolutely delicious chicken in white wine and mushroom sauce in my kitchen. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. I'm on YouTube. It's iHamsa Nandini, and the hashtag is Swan Kitchen.